Welcome to Math with Mrs. Cox. We are on Chapter 4, Long Division. This is the chapter test, Form 1A. Let's begin. This reads, which is the best estimate? Best estimate means you are looking for compatible numbers. So I look at these numbers and realize that if I tweak both of them just a little bit, they're really similar to a fact family I know and understand. 9, I know, will go into 81. So I can change this to 90 division bar 810. That is very close and very precise to the original problem. Go ahead and do the division and figure that out. Number 2, what is the best estimate of 51 over 253? I'm going to look at these numbers right here and realize I can tweak both of them to estimate, to be very precise, by going 50. Then I can change this to 250. It's really close to the original numbers, and it's not off too bad. And I can figure out how many 50s go into 250. That is a good estimate. Number 3. Which is the best estimate of 64 division bar 423, or 423 divided by 64? Best estimate. So I'm looking for numbers that are really similar, and I know, because I'm comfortable with my times tables, that 6 will go into 42. So I'm going to change that to 60 into 420. How many times will 60 go into 420? Go ahead and do the division for that and find the answer. Number 4, which is the best estimate for these numbers? I'm looking at them, and I'm going to keep the 25, but I'm going to change that great big number. I'm going to bump it up to 50,000, because I know that 25 plays really nice with 50. Go ahead and do the division. Number 5, which is the best estimate for 31 division bar 89,713? Well, I'm going to look at this and say 30 gets along really well with 9, so I could change that to 90,000. So I'm going to go 30 into 90,000. So 90,000 divided by 30. Now there's a couple of answers, or a couple of ways you can do this. So you need to understand what it's asking. Which is the best estimate? Best estimate is which group of numbers can get you the closest to the answer. So we're going to go 20, because 20 is really close to 19. Division bar, and then I'm going to up this to 16,000, because 15,900 and some change is really close to 16,000. And I know that the 2 plays really well with the 16 and they get along well. Go ahead and figure that out and make sure you have the right number of zeros. I get a lot of kids who get the wrong answer on this one. Number 7, what is the value of the following? They have 840 divided by 24. So we write 840 divided by means we put a division bar over it and put 24 on the outside. Go ahead and work that out and tell me the answer. Number 8. Again, it is just giving us a problem to evaluate. So we have 25 that's going to go into 902. So this is where you could do a couple of different strategies. You can do 25 times 2 and realize that that is 50. Looks like I could have another one that can go into that. So 25 times 3, and that would be 75. That's a little bit closer. And I know 25 times 4 is 100, and that would be way too much. So 25 will go into 90 at least 3 times. So I have to write the 3 above the 0 there. So I have 75. Now I cannot take 5 from 0. A problem that a lot of kids run into is they get here and they mess up on the subtraction. So this is where you need to borrow and turn this into an 8 and this to a 10. Okay. Now we have 10 minus 5, 5, 8 minus 7 is 1. Bring down the 2 is 2. 25 will go into 152 how many times? Well, we have some of our work over here already, so we can just continue to add to the work by going 25 times 4, which is 100. 25 times 5 is 125. And then I can go over here, 25 times 6, 30, 18, 19, 20, 21, 210, 12, 13, nope, that was wrong. 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. I'm like, that's not right. So 6 times 25 is 150. That's our closest we're going to get, and there's 2 remainder. So then I'm going to have 36 remainder 2, and I can see the answer. Okay, that is one example of how to do these problems. I am not going to work out every single problem because this is a test. You should be able to do that, but I will help you set it up. All right, again, we're going to look at 9, division bar, 8,591. So if I were you, I would take 91 and I would times it probably by 8. And then 91 and times it by 9. And see if that can help you figure out that first part. Oh, also, here's another strategy. Each of the answers start with 9. So obviously, this one is not going to be in the game for us. That is another strategy when you're looking at these math problems and they have multiple choice answers. You can look and see what answers are available. Okay, number 10. 88 division bar, 5,662. Come up here and do 88. And it looks like 8 will not go into 5 and it will not go into 56. So you're going to have to go into 566. So I would say at least do 88 times 5, 88 times 6, and go through there and see what you can figure out because we have 6's and a 5 here. That'll help you decide what your first number is. And keep your work up here so that you can see what your options are. Number 11, Mike has a 792-page book. If he reads 36 pages a day, how many days will it take him to finish the book? Okay, so you have 792 that's going to be divided into 36 pages a day. So we need to find out how many days. So that's how you're going to set it up. Now, 36 will not go into 7. It will not go into, it will go into 79. So you need to figure out how many times 36 will go into 79. Judging by the answers, you're going to try 2 and then work from there. Make sure you check your subtraction to see if you have a remainder. Number 12, 167 students go on a field trip to the zoo. Each van can seat 11 students. Using the fewest number of vehicles possible, how many vans are needed? Now remember, if there's a remainder, you don't want to just strap some students to the top of the van. You need an extra van. So let's translate first. 167. 167 is what it looks like, okay? And each van can seat 11 students. So we have 167 students, so we're going to divide up into 11 vans. Okay, go through the division there and see if you get a remainder. Now, if you have some students left over, you might need an extra van. Just think about that. It's called finding the purpose of the remainder, interpreting the remainder. Number 13, Michael is taking a 465-mile train ride. If the train travels 31 miles per hour, how many hours will the train ride last? Okay, so we have 465 miles. And he can go 31 miles per hour. So that's how it's going to look. And you need to decide. 31 will not go into 4, but it will go into 46. And judging by your answers, your first number is going to be 1, which we know that already. So 31. Now you make sure you do your subtraction well right here and bring that 5 down. Now figure out how many times 31 goes into 155. It's either going to be 3, 4, 5, or 6. So go ahead and over here you can do times 3. Whoops. Okay, that should help you finish the rest of that. Correct everything you've got wrong and turn it in.